Chapter 12. I'm back. 2.5 years later. After 2.5 years of tremendous training, finally we're back to Konoha. Excited to be back, eh? Jiraiya-sensei said. Very, I smiled. It's been so long. I finally got to see Naruto. Well, I can't speak to him or anything, which is complete utter bullshit. Ah, the gates of Konoha village. Is it really them? Someone gasped. During the duration of the training, I learned and mastered jutsus. My sensory has gone up, and for some reason, my ears have become more keen. But Kurama's chakra has been seeping out and can take over my entire body. I could hurt people without knowing. That's why I should have more control over my emotions. Jiraiya-sama, Lady Minako! Two shinobi bowed down. It's a pleasure to see you guys back here in Konoha, one said. We smiled. It's good to be back here, Jiraiya-sensei said. As we walked down the streets, Minako, I'll leave you here. I have something important to do. But I'll meet you back at, Ichiraku's, Jiraiya-sensei said. Okay, Jiraiya-sensei. He vanished. I should go to my parents, though. At least let them know that I returned. Would you look at that? Is that you, Minako? I looked at a guy leaning on the wall. A guy with weird-shaped white hair. Wait a second. Is that Kakashi? He looked up with a smile. Hey there. He waved a little. You've grown, haven't you? I asked. I should say the same thing to you. I giggled. So, how was your training with Jiraiya-sama? He asked. Well, it just wasn't Jiraiya-sensei. What do you mean? Lady Tsunade also trained me, I smiled. Huh? Lady Tsunade? Yup. You're really lucky, aren't you? He asked. I guess I am. So, sorry Kakashi, but I have somewhere to go. But I think you already know where, I said. I do. Now move along, he nodded. You still owe me a spar, Kakashi. Yeah. And I teleported. I looked at their graves. Mom. Dad. I'm home. A few hours later. Making my way to Ichiraku Ramen, and someone keeps on shouting something from a distance. Hey! Mince kids! It's getting annoying. Hey, you there. That voice. It's so familiar. Could it be Shisui? But then I heard a faint voice. Hey, Dobi. Itachi. Oh, yeah, she hates to be called that. I heard Shisui say, then shouted. Dobi! I stopped and teleported on top of them, my fist first. But they dodged it easily, which made the ground break because of the strong impact. I looked up, and they're a few steps in front of me. I stood straight and smiled. Shisui? Itachi? Hey, you actually remembered, Shisui said. I rolled my eyes. How can I even forget those bastards? I approached them, smiling and such. Oh, it's not over yet. So, how have you guys been? I asked. We're fine, aren't we, Itachi? Same old Itachi. Well, I distracted Shisui and managed to punch him, making him hit the wall across us. I just realized that the road here is pretty wide. Pretty neat. Itachi sighed. Does this ever end? As Jiraiya-sensei said, you're becoming more like your mother. Shisui came back. Hey, Itachi also called you Dobi, but why didn't you punch him? I rolled my eyes again. I'd rather not waste my time trying to hit Itachi. Good point, Shisui said. Uchiha! Someone called. Both Itachi and Shisui turned around, then nodded. Sorry, Minako, we've been called, but see you later, I guess, Shisui said, then disappeared. Welcome back, Minako. Itachi smiled and followed Shisui. As if on cue, my stomach started to rumble. That saved me from embarrassment. When it stopped, Jiraiya-sensei showed up. There you are. I've been looking for you everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, I said. Doesn't matter. Anyways, we're almost there, he said. A few moments later. Walking down the street, I could practically smell the ramen. Oh, we're almost there. I looked up and stared at the Hokage rock. Why is there paint on their faces? What the... Naruto, you have to clean the mess you made, someone said, and bumped into me while they're leaving Ichiraku's. Oh, sorry, I apologized. No, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Lady Minako? A guy with brown hair bowed and apologizes again. Raise your head, I said. No need to apologize. It's fine, really. I smiled. He nods and looks at Naruto. Naruto, show some respect. Huh, why would I do that? It's not like she did something awesome. He crossed his arms. I would do the same, but less offensive, I guess. Well, at least apologize for what you did, the guy points at the Hokage rock. More specifically, my dad. She's the daughter of the 4th Hokage, and you painted on her father's face. Naruto's surprised. You... I smiled. You're the 4th's daughter? I really look up to him, but to see you is amazing, you know? He enthusiastically said. I'm sorry, he added. I giggled a bit and rubbed his hair. Well, I'm flattered, but next time if you look up to someone, don't paint their face. I smiled. He nodded. We must go now, Naruto. Lady Monako. He bid farewell. Naruto waved goodbye, and of course I waved back. Oh, Naruto, you've grown so much. Hey, you coming in or what? Jiraiya-sensei said. Oh, yeah. So, Jiraiya-sensei, what did you want me to see? I asked as I sat down. It's not a big deal or anything, but I just got you a recommendation to be promoted to Jonin, he said as he showed a piece of paper. Wait, really? I said excitedly and grabbed the paper. Well, they wanted you to battle with someone, possibly a Jonin, because they still remembered that match of yours back in the Chunin exams, he said. Oh. Plus, the Hokage himself and the elders are going to watch, and rumor has it, they might recruit you as an Anbu, he whispered at the end. What? What's an Anbu? I asked softly. You'll know soon enough. Now, let's dig in, he said. Jiraiya-sensei. I sighed and started to eat. Anbu. Chapter 13. Mission. Must kill emotions. A month later-ish. Walking towards Itachi's house, being weirdly invited by him to go to his house for his birthday. I'm guessing Makoto-san told him or something. It was so different from back then. It was less awkward, less silence. More importantly, it was less awkward. Since I got here, after 2.5 years and saw him, I've been catching the so-called feelings for him. Ugh. Well, I did like him for a long time now, as a friend. Or so you thought. Huh? I don't like him that way. Stop lying to yourself. I am not. Okay, suit yourself. Besides, I'm not the girl that boys fall in love with. Inner Makoto rolls her eyes. You're so fucking dramatic. And I can't imagine Itachi liking love or being with someone. He's too, I don't know, emotionless. Good point. Alright, enough of that thing. I have to focus, especially when I'm now part of Team Ro of the Anbu, being handpicked by the Hokage himself. Wow, that was surreal. Flashback. He's too focused. I gotta distract him in some kind of way. I jumped back and looked around. Jiraiya-sensei is here. Also, Itachi, Kakashi, and Shisui. I can't tell where they are or who, as I look at a group of masked people. They must be the Anbu. I dodged the barrage of kunai flying straight to me, almost flawlessly. But one kunai managed to cut a small part of my right arm, making me kneel on my left knee. I put my hand over it to make the bleeding stop and start healing. He emits smoke or fog, I presume. I can't see shit. Sensory, don't fail me now. I closed my eyes, then tapped the ground. Oh, he's coming in hot. Before he could manage to hit me, I teleported to the opposite side. This fog is such a nuisance. Oh, wait. He turns around as the fog subsides. Reverse harem no jutsu! And you know the sound effects. As a bunch of girls in bikinis showed up in front of him. And I'm seeing nosebleeds everywhere. Even the Hokage himself. I'm pretty sure I just gave one of the elders a heart attack. I think Jiraiya-sensei just fainted, and one of the Anbu. My bad. Time to move quick. As the group of half-naked girls vanished, I zigzagged my waist to him. Rasengan Barrage! Flashed back over. I was too busy thinking. I didn't notice Shisui in front of me. Oi, Namikaze. I returned to reality. I'm already here. What? I said. Huh? What did I do? He asked. Nothing, I sighed. Did I ruin your daydream about Ita? I cover his mouth. Say it, and you'll die. Sending him death glares. He raised his arms in surrender, and I let go. Shisui knocked on the door, and a few seconds later, Makoto-san opened and let us in. Oh, Minako, you've grown into such a beautiful lady, she said as I scratched the back of my head. What can I say? It's genetics, or DNA. Well, thank you, Makoto-san. You remind me so much of Kushina. Oh, I should get back. The rice might burn. Make yourselves at home. She smiled at the end. She's so kind. Why didn't Itachi inherit that? I went in a room to follow Shisui. Hey, Sasuke, Shisui greeted. Minako. Is that you, Sasuke? I sat down. This very room hasn't changed. I still remember baby Sasuke here crawling. Now, he's as old as Naruto. Well, he's a year older. Mina-chan? His eyebrows furrowed. Hey, you remembered me, I smiled. He walked and stopped in front of me and grabbed a bunch of my hair, then let go of it, and then repeated the same thing. I raised an eyebrow. What are you doing? He fully stopped and smiled. It is you. One and only, I said. Hey, Sasuke, did Itachi already arrive? Shisui asked. Not yet, Sasuke replied, as Shisui went outside. Minako? Can I speak with you? He asked. Yeah, sure, I said as I approached him. Privately. Shisui hopped out the porch and glared at Sasuke. Sasuke huffed and went to his mother. I sat down on the porch, but Shisui gave me a hand. I gave him the seriously look, but all he did was raise his eyebrows. I took his hand and hopped out. So, what? I started. I'm guessing that you're wondering why Itachi isn't here yet. Wow, you read my mind, I said sarcastically. He rolls his eyes. Did you or did you not? I didn't. Why? Oh, did he tell you something or anything really? He said. You know, we barely speak now, unlike years ago, I said. So he didn't tell you. Cut to the chase, Shisui. You know Izumi? He asked. My heart beats hard. No way in hell. Yeah, why? Believe it or not? No, no. Itachi and her. Why did I even catch those fucking feelings? Are together, he ended. There goes my heart. Burned to ashes. Oh, really? I never thought Itachi would have a girlfriend, even though with an emotionless face, I said, fake shocked. Yeah, surprised me too, he said. So where are they celebrating? I asked. I don't know. All I know is that he's with her as we speak. Minako? You okay? Oh shit. I held my hand up. Shisui, you're starting to act like a girl. And no, I don't like him, I said. He huffed and gave me a sincere smile. Come on, I think he's already here. A few moments later, we were at the lounge area while waiting for the food. Me and Itachi are the only ones in the room, as Shisui left to go to the bathroom. This is my chance to greet. Oh, I forgot. Itachi looked at me with his eyebrow raised a little. Happy birthday, Itachi. I faked smile and enthusiasm. He stared at me, then squints his eyes a little. Thank you. I swear he could see right through me, or I'm just being paranoid. Minako? Itachi? Makoto-san called us. And everything has changed. Hours later. I lay down on the middle of the field. This was the very place where Itachi and I discovered years ago. Looking at the stars. Oh, so beautiful. As a tear slipped. And then comes another one. So weak and fragile. I don't want to be that. But no, I had to catch those feelings. I'm a kunoichi for fuck's sake, and kunoichis don't cry. I'm supposed to be an Anbu Black Up. They don't show emotions. Like in the shinobi rules. I must kill my emotions. It's just a hindrance on the battlefield into this situation. Why am I still crying? I asked myself as I sat up and wiped my tears. We're not even together. We never even happened. I looked down. Emotions are just a hindrance. Kill it, and you'll succeed as a shinobi kunoichi. I should get going. They might be waiting for me. On this night, no one can be in this place. Except me and Itachi only. Chapter 14. Yellow, Pink, and Black. I quickly change into my ordinary clothes. A high-collared, short-sleeved white blouse, black shorts, knee-high stockings, along with black sandals for my Anbu uniform. I didn't bother to wear the forehead protector, but I brought my 3 ninja pouches on my back waist. Then I teleported to the entrance of the Uchiha compound, which is a good thing that I marked on. Hopefully, I'll arrive there in time. Makoto-san just left, and I'm here inside their house, searching for their youngest son. Sasuke? I was supposed to babysit this kid. Now, where is he? I used my sensory skill and tapped on the floor. There you are, you little shit. Sasuke jumped out of nowhere, and obviously trying to scare me. And for not being a killjoy, I faked being scared. I put a hand on my chest. Sasuke, you shouldn't do that to people who just entered your house. He laughed. Well, yeah, but it's you, so it's an exception. So, you already know, huh? I asked. Yep, he nodded. Anyway, can we go to town? Huh? Why? Because I said so. He crossed his arms and started to walk. I grabbed him by his collar and pulled him back. That's such a shallow reason. Please? I raised my eyebrow. I'm the one in charge, and when I say no, it means no. So, no. But I already asked permission from my mom, he pouted. I think Makoto-san said something like this. How about if he wants to go to town or a playground? Well, he could go, just don't buy him anything. He can be a little spoiled. What's the reason? I asked. I just want to go. If you don't let me go, I'll tell Nissan that you guys gave me sweet chocolates, he threatened. Shisui gave the chocolates, not me. If we go, promise me you'll stay by my side. Don't go running off to somewhere, I said. Sasuke looked away. And for the record, Shisui gave it to you, not me. It doesn't change anything. I'll still tell him, he said. This kid. But I don't want to die, I sighed. I'll give you a small bag of that special chocolate you like, if I manage to grab his attention. If you don't tell Itachi and listen to me when we're out there. Deal? Deal, he smiled, and we shook hands. Then we're off. But before that, I should mark him, in case he runs away or gets lost. Alright, for some unknown reason, I lost him. Great, Itachi is going to kill me. Awesome. I frantically searched for him. Wait, I marked him. Duh. I teleported a few steps away from him. Aw, he looks like he's going to cry. Sasuke, I called him. He managed to find me and hugged my legs. Hey, you okay? I kneeled and examined him. He just nodded. What happened? I saw his scraped elbows and knee. I tripped on the last step of a staircase, he said as tears start to form. Let me see your hands. Dirty and a bit scraped. Aw, you poor thing. Where does it hurt? I asked. He pointed mostly on his limbs, then wiped a tear. Stay still, okay? I'm going to heal you. He nodded. This is only between us, Sasuke. I won't tell your mother, while you won't tell Itachi. Got it? I said, patting the dust off his clothes. He nodded while eating the special chocolates I made specially for him. Tell me what? I froze and slowly turned my head. I quickly stood up. It's just nothing really. I smiled, one hand on the back of Sasuke. It was Itachi and Izumi. Great. Itachi looked at Sasuke, who had a face of satisfaction. It's nothing, Nisan. I thought you dislike sweets, Itachi asked. These ones were made by Mina-chan. They're special chocolates just for me, Sasuke said with a small smirk, which made Itachi squint his eyes a bit. Come on, let's go home. Minako, care to join us? Izumi forced a smile. It's weird that in a blink of an eye, I could tell that they're lying or not by their chakra. Or, as a girl, I can tell that smile is fucking fake. No thank you. I've got to do something anyways. I put on my best smile. But, Mina-chan, how about the chocolates? Sasuke said as he approached me. I took a small bag from my pouch. Here, don't drink cold water, okay? And brush your teeth. I gave him the bag and patted his head. I can sense the irritation from Izumi. Bitch. He thanked me and joined Itachi and Izumi. Bye, Mina-chan. He waved goodbye. I waved back and smiled. When he turned around, I dropped my smile. It wasn't fake or anything. It's just them. A few moments later, I saw a little pink-haired girl. Looks like she's lost. Hey, are you lost? I approached and knelt down. She nodded. I was just with my friend, and I wanted to go home alone myself for a change. But I guess I turned in a wrong street. What's your name? I asked. I'm so helpful today. Weird. Sakura, she replied. Do you remember a specific sign or anything on your street? It was near a barbecue restaurant. Be a bit more specific, Sakura. I gave her a reassuring smile. Next to it was a seafood restaurant. Oh, I know the place. I'll take you there if you want, I smiled. She was hesitating. Don't worry, I'm a lady of my word. She takes my hand and off we go. But I recognize her though. She's one of the kids that technically bullied Naruto, or at least badmouthed him. There, Sakura shouted. On the way, we talked a lot of things. Sasuke was one of them. I bend down to her height. Sakura, I'm not mad at you or anything, but I heard that Naruto kid is always doing stupid things for the attention, because unlike you, he doesn't have a family to come home to. I'm not on his side, nor yours. Clearly I'm on his side because I'm his sister. So let's get to know people before we judge them, okay? She nodded and thanked me. I will, Minako-san. She went home. This has been a roller coaster of a day. Weeks later, I was passing by a playground when I saw both Naruto and Sasuke. They were crowded by kids, mostly girls. I see that Sakura's there. Oh boy, does my little brother seriously think he can beat up Sasuke? Wow, so much for being a good sister. But I've been in his shoes before, and it didn't go well for me either. Better save him from humiliation while I still can. Oi, why are you two fighting? I said as my hands are on my hips. He started it, both said, and pointed at each other simultaneously. I got irritated and my hair raised. I don't care who started it, I'll finish it. I glared at them and prepared a fist. Both of them scared, especially Naruto, like father like son, but quickly composed themselves and returned to their positions. I punched them both right on the head. What did I say? I said angrily. Sorry, both said. A few seconds later, someday I'll be able to beat you up. I sighed. Come here, you, I said as I dragged Naruto by his t-shirt's collar. Now that we're away from them, Naruto started to move. Let go of me! I do what he said and turned to him. Fighting at your age isn't good, you know? I don't care, he said as his stomach rumbled. Wanna eat something? I asked. No, just leave me alone, will ya? If I leave you alone and something happens to you, I'll be responsible. Now, come on. Where do you want to eat? It's my treat. I smiled. Well, if you say it that way, Naruto contemplated. We're at Ichiraku Ramen. Why didn't I guess this sooner or later? 1 large bowl of miso ramen, please, Naruto smiled widely. Make it 2, I added. Okay, coming right up. Naruto looked at me surprised. So, Naruto, is anyone taking care of you? I asked. I should be the one taking care of you. I feel bad now. Well, there is Iruka-sensei. You live on your own then? Yeah, he said. My heart. Do you know your parents' name or wonder why they're not here? I asked. This hurts me. No, not at all, he frowned. What have I done? Cheer him up or something. You know, Naruto, I know how you feel. Being alone. Having no family. Except you. What age were you when your parents died? Our parents. I was 5. Do you remember anything about them? I remembered some things about them. Especially when you're looking at me. You have mom's face with dad's hair. Naruto? What would you do if you could see your father? I asked. I would be mad at him and punch him. But I might cry and actually be happy. Well, Dad, be prepared to get punched by Naruto. How about your mother? I continued to ask. I'll cry. Maybe hug her. I don't know. Seems fair. You don't want to anger Mom anyways. It's like signing up for a death wish. If you had a sibling that showed up now, what would you do? Depends. If I had a brother, I'll punch him. If it's a sister, I'll ignore her or do the same thing. He absent-mindedly answered. Here you go, 2 large bowls of miso ramen. Thanks, Naruto and I said simultaneously. We began to eat and sometimes talk about the 4th Hokage. He just went inside his home. I took him home because it was already dark. I marked on his door so I could instantly be here. It would be more fun if we were able to actually be siblings. Chapter 15. The Byakugan Princess. What a week. Missions, then training, then missions. It keeps on repeating. I should rest for a few days. Training with Itachi and Shi-Sweep could possibly kill me by chakra overuse. I sighed. That reminds me, Itachi is the new team captain. It's now more awkward than ever. Amarisu should be waiting for me at the cafe. It's been a long time since we saw each other. On my way, I passed by 2 girls I know, Shinko and Izumi. I hope that they won't spot me. So, how's your lover? Shinko teased. That made Izumi blush. They were facing each other. I think they just finished eating. I want to get out of here, but my legs won't let me. I'm too curious. Shinko? Well, he's as handsome as ever, Izumi said. Might as well blend in my surroundings. I'll just read the book I brought. I'm guessing that she put her hands together and is daydreaming about him while saying those words. Typical. And he became the new Anbu captain, she proudly said. I rolled my eyes. Wow, that's amazing. You got yourself a man to protect you, Shinko said. The fuck? He's only 13. I know, but I don't know if his family will accept me. They are the main Uchiha household, Izumi said. Plus, his little brother Sasuke, we don't get along, she added. I suppressed the urge to laugh. He just doesn't like me at all, Izumi said, distressed. Well, it did take time for Itachi to warm up to you, even to me. So maybe it's the same thing, Shinko said. You're maybe right, but Minako and Sasuke are so close though. This one time, she gave Sasuke chocolates and he took it. And I did the same thing, but he rejected it and said that he doesn't like sweets, Izumi said. That kid has some serious taste buds, literally. Then she's also close with Itachi-kun's family, and Izumi said frantically. How the hell does she know that? You know that she's beautiful, skillful, and she's Itachi's best friend and teammate. She might... Shinko cut her off. Okay, calm down now. Wow. I'm flattered, but seriously though, bitch? I'm not going to steal your boy. That's why I get jealous of her. Itachi might fall in love with her and break up with me. It's also the reason why I have an urge to punch her when she's near my Itachi. Well then, that might be a problem. I don't want to put you in the hospital. Fall in love is such a bad term though. All things that fall breaks. But I should get going. Hours later. Mina-chan, I want you to meet Hinata, Mari-chan said. Hi Hinata, I'm Minako, I smiled. Nice to meet you, Minako-san, Hinata said shyly. I'm coming along with them as Mari-chan took Hinata home. So Mari-chan, are you two related? I asked. Not really, just fellow clan members. But she's the firstborn of the main branch of the Hyuga clan, Mari-chan replied. And I raised both my eyebrows. I still don't get it. That means she's an heiress. I explained this to you before, she said. She's like a princess then, I said. Something like that, she said. I completely didn't understand anything. We were walking through an intersection when Naruto ran and tripped at the center. I helped him up while he stares at Hinata, and Hinata doing the same thing. I looked back and forth between them. You okay? I asked. Yeah, he answered without looking at me. Hinata became redder and redder by the second. Oh geez, better do something. Why were you in such a hurry? I asked. Oh, yeah, I have some things to do. Well, see you then. He left as Hinata fainted. Hinata! Mari-chan panicked. But before she touched the ground, I teleported behind her, just catching her head. Is she prone to fainting when seeing boys? Is she always like this? I asked. No, not at all, except seeing that kid. Mari-chan replied while fanning Hinata. Naruto? We kept telling her not to like that. I cut her off. Before you can say anything else, that kid is my brother. And you can't just tell a little girl who not to like someone, I said. What? Mari-chan shocked. How? Why? What? Just save the reactions. Right now, just focus on Hinata, I said. She nodded. This girl actually likes Naruto. I still don't know why this happens every time though, Mari-chan said out of the blue. Someone who you like stares intently at you, like you're a tasty cake. Do I have to say more? I said. Later that night, I quickly changed into my Anbu uniform. Urgent mission, they said. I was sleeping, and Shisui decided to jump on me to wake me up. I will get him someday. I put on my fox mask and teleported directly in the Hokage's office. Sorry for being late, Hokage-sama, I apologized. It's fine. I stand up. What's the mission, Hokage-sama? Itachi asked. A few minutes ago, Hiyashi Hyuga's daughter, Hinata, was kidnapped. I want all of you to retrieve her as soon as possible. Avoid all casualties, especially when it comes to her. Prioritize Hinata's safety. They might have something up their sleeves. This is their second attempt, and unfortunately, they succeeded, Lord Third said. But be quick. They might still be on the move, Lord Third added. Hi, we all said and prepared to move. Minako, keep an eye out. This might be the same people who also kidnapped Kushina. Yes, Hokage-sama. I nodded, and we're off. Hours later, thanks to good sensory skills, we were able to track them. We somewhat found a safe house guarded by Chunin level and Jonin level ninjas. Some even more stronger inside of it. But it's nothing we can't handle. There are 6 of us all in all for this mission. The strongest group, I might say. Kakashi, Itachi, Shisui, myself, Kinoue, and Toma. I'm usually not great at being sneaky or hiding, cause my stupid red hair blows the cover. Now that I tie it into a ponytail, it helps. There were 6 guys patrolling the area. I masked my chakra, then carefully and quietly sneaked behind a shinobi. Then Kakashi gave the signal. I slit his throat while I was covering his mouth. something I learned being an assassin. A few moments later, "There she is," I whispered. Hinata seems to be in a trance. "Release!" She woke up and I examined her. She's got a few scratches, but nothing serious. Shisui, Itachi, and Kakashi were fighting them off, while Konoe was with me, being the only one who knows medical ninjutsu. My safety was also a priority. It could jeopardize the mission, cause all the ninjas could be seriously hurt, and having the medic get injured is a failure waiting to happen, and I don't take failure as an option. A few moments later, we were starting to leave as we finished surveying the area. I was intrigued on their experiments, reading it on a scroll. Before I know it, they left without me. I went outside and prepared to leap to the nearby tree branch, until a sword went through my stomach. I looked back to see who it was, but someone covered my mouth with a cloth. Before I knew it, I already smelled the chemical. My vision blurring. The only thing I could do was summoning a frog without them knowing, and doing it with one hand was hard. Confused on why they used this method, and why me? Collapsed on the ground, I could only hope that the frog could go back to Konoha and tell what happened. It actually worked, I heard someone say. Was this a... And with that said, I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Stay tuned for the next part of the Red Flash of Konoha and Itachi Uchiha fanfiction.